Hello there, welcome to Courageous Consciousness. I'm DJ Gallup, your host, and I just noticed that I have the word courage behind me right now, which means it is a great day to do another Courageous Consciousness meditation. So the one that we're going to be doing today is all about giving into the gap between your thoughts. And I found this meditation very recently. I was at a thrift shop here in Knoxville, and looking through the books, I found this Wayne Dyer book for, I think, 25 cents. Thank you. I love Wayne Dyer. So this is the book. It's called Giving in the Gap, and if you ever decide to get it, I'm sure you can find it on your own, but it's a great book, and it comes with a audio CD with meditation on it, so it's a great book. And so Wayne Dyer calls this meditation Japa, J-A-P-A meditation. And the entire thought behind this meditation is giving into the space between your thoughts, this kind of gap between your thoughts. And you'll want to do this meditation if you're looking to do one of a few things. One is if you're looking to help tame your ego, this meditation is a really great way of helping tame your ego. You might want to do this meditation. The second reason is if you are really trying to experience oneness between you and the world or the universe around you. So this meditation is great for that. And the third reason you might want to use this meditation is if you really need some help quieting your mind. Don't we all, right? So the thought is, what Wayne Dyer says in the book is that on average, humans have about 60,000 thoughts on any given day. 60,000 thoughts. And we tend to repeat those thoughts day after day after day after day. But there is so much power in that space between the thoughts. So, the goal is, hey, let's get our thoughts from 60,000 maybe down to 20,000, or maybe down to 10,000, or maybe just down to 1,000 if we can. And we want to allow for that space. We want to get in the gap as much as possible, not just to quiet the mind, but also it's because it's when we're in that gap that we're both very much one with God, but it's also where we're in that space to manifest. I know that a lot of people who are working with law of attraction, they're trying to manifest all sorts of great things in their lives. And they're pretty good maybe on the thought part of things. They're really good about, hey, I'm going to have this thought. I'm going to really picture what I want to manifest. But then they don't allow for that space, that gap, for the manifestation to happen. And that's a really important thing. The other thing with the gap is it's this wonderful space to be in where you're both in nothingness and in allness at one time. And it's a really interesting space to be. But what I will say about this gap between thoughts, is people ask me all the time when I teach this meditation. They'll say, hey, what's the gap like, And what I say is, and what Wayne Dyer also says, is that you can't describe the gap at all. You just can't even put words to it. Because if you start putting words to your description of the gap, then you're in a place of thought, and that totally throws the whole concept out the window, right? And even when you are doing this meditation and you're giving into the gap, with this meditation, giving into the gap is actually really, really, really easy and actually really fun. When you're in the gap, you're going to have all of these great thoughts and emotions try and pop up, really emotions. You're going to feel happiness and joy and peace and bliss, But the moment you start spending time contemplating those emotions, when you start contemplating bliss or joy or peace or whatever, then you're already back in the world of thought and you're not in the gap. So the entire idea behind this meditation is let's really get into that gap and spend some quality time there. So with that all being said, I do want to describe how this meditation works, and then we'll go through it. But this meditation is great because you can customize it as much as you like, which I really love. So in the Wayne Dyer book I was showing you, what he says is that you want to pick a spiritual phrase that you're going to work with. So in the book, he selected the first 10 words of the Lord's Prayer, figuring that it's the most well-known prayer used in the Western Hemisphere. So, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, right? That's the phrase he used. That phrase is wonderful. It doesn't resonate with me so much. So I've been finding that I've been doing this meditation with be still and know that I am one with God. I really love that. But just because we're going to be doing this meditation here on YouTube, and I want this to be simple and easy and just for you guys to get a taste of it, I'm going to be doing it shorter. So I'm just going to be doing it to the affirmation of I am unconditional love. Okay? I am unconditional love. So what you do is with this meditation is you are going to go through all of those words in whatever phrase you're going to use sequentially. And I recommend write the words down on a piece of paper and have it in front of you, because I've done this a few times, I've kind of gotten off track if I didn't do that. And what you're going to do is, of course, you're going to get in a nice comfortable position and close your eyes. And you're going to see two screens. You're going to see a screen to your left and a screen to your right. And in my mind, I grew up going to drive-in movie theaters. So I kind of picture that I'm at a drive-in movie theater, and there's a screen over here to the left showing one movie and a screen over here to the right showing a different movie. And what you're going to do is you're going to put one word up on one screen, you're going to put another word on the other screen, and then you're going to focus on the space between the screens. And that's the gap. That's the gap. You're in the space between those words, the space between those thoughts. That's the gap. And you're really going to experience the gap. And when you get in there, and this is also from the Wayne Dyer book, you are encouraged to chant the sound ah, A-H, ah. And the reason for that is because it is this most holy sound. It's the sound of the universe. And it's really universal throughout almost all spirituality. For instance, the sound ah is in the word God, right? God. It's in Amen. It's in Krishna. It's in Ra. It's in Ramadan. It's a very universal sound in spirituality. And so you can either chant that while you're in the gap, you can either chant that out loud if you choose, or you can chant it silently in your head. Certainly if you have a bunch of people around you and you don't want them to know what you're up to, you can do it silently. So with that all being said, I think I covered all the bases. So without further ado, why don't we get to the meditation here? So what I'm going to ask for you to do is just find a nice, comfortable seated position. And if you want to be doing this in bed, you could do it in bed laying down, or you could be sitting somewhere comfortably with a nice straight back. I'm sitting on a meditation cushion, but it doesn't really matter as long as you're in a good meditative position. And once you find that position, you're going to take your hands and you're going to have them on your lap. You're going to have them face up, and you're going to put your thumb and forefinger very lightly together. You're not going to push them together too hard, just very lightly to create a little circuit. And then you're going to put your palms face up on your lap. Good. And now you're going to close your eyes, get nice and comfortable. And we're going to start off just by taking a few short, easy breaths here. In and out. In and out. In and all the way out. Good. And now we're going to envision those screens in our head. There's one off to the left side of us. There's one off to the right side of us. And on the one to the left, you're going to see the word I. And it could be any size, any shape, any color. But you're just going to see the word I on the screen to your left. And hold your attention there for just a moment. And now you're going to turn your attention to the screen to your right, and you're going to have the word am, A-M, over on the screen to the right, and you're just going to focus there for just a moment. Sounds like there's an angry train here in Knoxville. And now we're going to go to the space between those two screens. That space of nothingness between those two words, I and am. And just put all of your focus, all of your attention on that empty space between the screens. And while you're doing this meditation, if you find that your mind wanders, that's okay. Just bring yourself back to those screens, I and am, and then just return to the space right between the screens. And now we're just going to gently chant the sound ah. Wonderful. And now we're going to move along. So now the screen to the left-hand side has the word am, and the screen to the right-hand side has the word unconditional. And just take a moment and really focus on the word unconditional. Great. And now we're going to focus on the space between those screens, between the words am and unconditional. We're going to be right in that beautiful empty space. Excellent. And now we're going to move along to the last two words. And on the screen to the left, you're going to see the word unconditional. And on the screen to the right, you're going to see the word love. Focus on the word love for just a moment. And then go to the space between unconditional and love. The screen unconditional on the left, the screen love on the right, and go to the space right between them. And just take a moment to realize today and remember today as you go about the rest of your day that you are unconditional love. And remember that you can go into the gap at any moment. Just pick 2 words that resonate. Have one on the screen to your left or one on the screen to your right. And then come to the space between them. Go into the gap between the thoughts, between the words. And when you're ready, you can slowly and gently open up your eyes. And hopefully you're able, at least momentarily, to get into that gap of no thought. And I love this meditation because not only is it so powerful and such an easy way of getting into the gap, but it's also so customizable. And you can use any phrase, any spiritual phrase that you choose, or any 2 words for that matter, to help yourself get into the gap. So I hope you had fun doing this meditation with me today. I know I had a lot of fun doing it with you today. So anyway, please come back, watch my channel. I always love comments. My goal is to make you guys feel better. So let me know what sorts of videos you would like for me to make. And I always appreciate thumbs up. And of course, I always appreciate new subscribers as well. So with that being said, much love to you guys today. Namaste, and have a most wonderful, blessed day.